This Oh Steve comes to us from Verb Turner, a la Marvin Gaye. And when I get that feeling, I want sexual Oh Steven. Sexual Steven is something that's good for me. Play it, Steve.
Spears and Steinberg.
You know what the it is?
Aries and Andy, Chew and the Jerk.
You know it's time to get this work.
The real raw, gutter, uncut, cold. No political corrections.
Always sleep.
Being awoke. We discuss politics and jokes.
Cry, we lit.
There's levels to this shit. Before you was on your mama.
Aries Spears don't give a fuck.
We talk about race a lot, racism. Much love to my loyal bag holders.
Rollers, loaders.
We got them in the folders.
The whole world on our shoulders.
Spears and Steinberg.
Yeah.
I like that.
I felt dirty.
I don't know that I sang it absolutely correctly, but when I get that feeling, I want sexual Steven. Sexual Steven is something that's good for me.
I feel dirty. That's just too. It's Steve and sexual and.
Yeah, it's Marvin Gaye, baby.
Yeah, I know, but Steve's name's in there.
Oh, right.
You know, I've been friends with Steve a long time, and mentally,
Yeah.
I've known the guy a long time. You know,
Yeah.
I don't ever want to have a sexual picture. I don't even want to think about what, like him.
He probably gets blowjobs.
I don't want to have any insight to his sexual.
I could see him coming out that ponytail and shaking his hair loose.
He doesn't have the ponytail anymore.
No?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I could see him standing there like guitar, butt ass naked.
Now see,
and then getting the blowjob. Dude, that would be the greatest thing about being a rock star. Like
the
a rock,
blowjobs?
just being able to do crazy shit like that. And then no one would say, "Oh, you do whatever, you do drugs, whatever." They're just, "Oh, well, you know, he's a rock star."
Okay. Holiday break. Pasta out of a black girl's ass. That was great. Dude, I listened to that when I got home when it came out. And I'm telling you, that moment when you said something, I'm just trying to see what pairs with a black girl's ass. And I went, nice. And then the way we both laughed. Oh, God, that was such fun. The only pasta that pairs well with a Southern black girl's is macaroni and cheese.
See, and we said that. We said that afterwards.
Did we say that?
Yeah, afterwards. After
Okay.
after the show, I said, "You know what? I said the wrong thing." And you said, "No, because this is gourmet."
Yeah, but you know, I'm telling you that the
Squid pasta.
squid was a smarter.
Yeah, it was a smarter one.
Yeah.
And it was exactly what I had in my mind when you were saying it.
Right.
And then afterwards, I thought, but you know, good macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, man. I'd eat macaroni and cheese out of Patti LaBelle ass while she bakes me a sweet potato pie as she sings On My Own. I'll hum Michael McDonald's part of the song. I'll pair that meal with an Arnold Palmer and a crown.
You know, I think this is gonna. I'm worried that we're gonna have too many of these pairings coming up because
I bring them on.
I think it's so funny though, and I don't even know why I thought about it that way when I did it. But when it just like I looked at it as a bowl, you know.
Why Patti LaBelle, brother? Go younger.
He wants the music. He wants the sound.
Okay.
If you want a big meal, get Shaka Khan.
All right. All right. Finger Tupu. Keep up the good work. Hi A&A featuring Mark. Long-time listener, second time writing in. Not gonna lie, I can kind hear the feminine. I can kind of brother. Mark, say $10 a lot of money.
$10 a lot of money.
I could kind of hear the feminine nature to Mark's voice, like other listeners that make him come off a bit gay. He sounds a bit like Mr. Slave from South Park. But no Diddy. I like the dynamic between Mark and Andy. It's so hilarious to hear every time they debate. Andy rips him a new one when Mark uses anecdotal. How do you say that?
Anecdotal.
Anecdotal?
Yeah.
Evidence. By the way, Mark, you weren't here. Who? Josh? the other guy. Joshua, somebody wrote, Mark, make sure you look both ways before you cross the street because Andy usually runs you over.
That one was funny.
Yeah. Anecdotal evidence as opposed to facts. I don't want to digress as I can feel Mark's eyes rolling, yet somehow sounds like Mark enjoys it in his Mr. Slave-like tone voice, LOL. Keep up the good work, and Aries, you're hilarious as always. In your own words, a goddamn genius. One TV show I'd suggest you watch on Apple TV is Dope Thief. I know you would enjoy this show. Trust me, it ain't no BS like Cell Block 99. No offense, Leroy Furious. It's got some great acting and substance to it. Hopefully you guys do a show out here in Australia sometime soon. Would love to see you guys live in the flesh in this part of the world. Keep bringing us that uncut coca. Best regards, Finger. There was a movie I downloaded off of Netflix because, certain people you see and you go, I'm going to check that out because that person's in it. It was with Tom Hardy. It's called Havoc. This movie should have been called Everybody Just Kills Everybody. I mean, it just, I thought it was going to be great. It was okay, but it was just nonstop, over the top murder and mayhem. So check it out, guys. It's called Havoc.
When are we going to get the Australian tour going? Because that has to be a tour. That's not a one-nighter.
Oh, yeah. I'm having a reason to want to go over there, too.
I used to work with the dude who worked with Pablo Francisco too, Ashley Fils-Aimé. He's out in Australia.
Is he? Is he really?
Yeah. I would like to.
I bumped into a guy at the airport who's from, he lives in L.A., but he's from Dubai. And he was, we exchanged numbers. He was like, yeah, every year there's this comedy festival that happens out there. So I'd love to hook you up and have you come out to Dubai. So might be going to Dubai, boys.
Let's do it.
I'd love to go to Dubai.
Yeah. Get some of that halal. Is that how you say it? Halal?
Hello.
Halal. I have no idea who Mr. Slave is. That's a person on the
It's on, South Park. You never watched South Park at all?
I never thought it was interesting at all.
I'm a fan of the show. I don't watch a lot of the show.
Yeah.
I like certain characters, and I think it's funny, but it just, I don't know why I'm not on it like that. But
Like
Let me look that up for you,
I
though.
tried to get into Futurama and American Dad. Nothing.
I can watch, like, American Dad, I enjoy sometimes, but they're not my, like, go-tos. Like, I have to see them. But I was never a Simpsons guy either. Like, I liked it, but I was...
Yeah, I liked it a little bit in the beginning, but then I just was like, I don't really do cartoons, man.
See, and I'm disappointed in that because I remember when I was a little kid, I was watching cartoons. My dad was mad that I used to wake up every Sunday morning, wake his ass up, because I wanted to watch cartoons. No, Saturday mornings. Saturday mornings.
But you were a kid, though.
I was a kid, and he would be pissed because he wanted to get up early on Sundays to watch football, and I'd want to get up early on Saturdays to watch cartoons, and I'd always wake him, and he was always sleeping in the living room. I don't know why, but he'd fall asleep in the living room.
Right.
So I'd go and turn on the TV, and he'd always like, it's too early. And I was like, it's 6 o'clock. That's what time the cartoons start.
Right.
And I just remember sitting there one day and I go, I love cartoons, and I just want to grow up, and I never want to not love cartoons. And I still love cartoons. But I like old school cartoons. I like the Warner Brothers stuff. I like Scooby Doo. I like those cartoons.
You could watch that now?
I still watch them.
Really?
Yeah. I won't watch them for hours. I'll watch them for a few shows.
This is Mr. Slave.
I can't.
That's funny.
They do a great job. These guys are excellent at what they do. I just
They hate They hate Family Guy.
yeah, it makes sense.
They absolutely despise it. I don't understand how you could. It's great.
I think it's the competition, the way you guys, that's the tribalism.
That's jealousy.
No, it's all good. I think this healthy competition. They have to work harder. Each one does to come up with new stuff, get it out before the other.
Paul Marshall, The Truth. Hey, Aries, I just wanted to take a sec to tell you something, bro. You are the closest thing to a Patrice O'Neal that we have. Although he is one of one, I believe you are also one of one. You stand up funny at all costs. You stand against cancel culture, and you don't let anything break you from the truth. And how's that working out for me? You give true comedy fans hope that the ability for free speech is okay to use in this country. You should be in the conversations with the Patrices, Chappelles, Burrs, Carlins. Your level of talent is unmatched on so many levels, and you were 100% right in your tiger belly for your talent not matching your pockets. You deserve your flowers. You deserve your time in the limelight and reap the benefits of the hard work and the hustle. I've been a fan since the late 2000s, early 2010s. The day I heard you and Opie and Anthony talking about the fight you had at the radio station, I became a lifelong fan. I listen to the pod religiously, and I tell anyone I debate with, you are one of the GOATs. Anyway, sorry for the lyrical blowjob, but I wanted to let you know you have fans out here that believe in you and agree with what you say. Hopefully you make a stop in Milwaukee one day, and I can come see you live, bro. Good luck, dog. Paulie Marshall. Yeah, Paulie, Annie and I recently, we did that 3 times now, 2 times, Milwaukee.
Yeah, twice. No, 3.
I think only twice.
Yeah.
Anyway, we just started performing in Milwaukee at the Improv.
That's a great club.
Yeah, we're a great club. We love it. We've been there twice. So I'm sure we'll be there at some point in 2026. So stay tuned, brother. And thank you for the love and the compliments. And next time, bring a towel with you so you can help wipe some of that blowjob juice off your mouth.
We always are out there when it's cold.
No, we weren't. Last time it wasn't cold.
It was.
Last time it was cold.
It was.
Were
Cold.
you there?
Yeah.
Brookfield?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cold.
It was cold.
Okay.
It just wasn't snowing. We've been there when it snowed. Once.
Right, the time before that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, so you're right. We've been there twice.
That time it was freezing when we went and got
Yeah,
tacos from the taco truck
Right.
downtown.
What happened?
I just like that. It just sounded like a little kid, and you're just trying to keep his attention.
Trucker Don. Hey, Aries and Andy. I go by the name Trucker Don from Minnesota. Hey, Aries, you have made an IG post talking about the racist white people go-to point about black-on-black crime and black people sold each other during slavery. All I have to say about that, you should get in touch with Tariq Nasheed. He have all the answers about race, and he is a historian when it comes about black history. When it comes about black history. You was on his podcast show years back. The brother have documentaries called Hidden Colors. It's a series 1 through 5 about black history, and he have another one. He got any? What am I?
Conjunctions?
Yeah, you got any conjunctions that he can lend you? You have another one, which is my favorite. It's called American Maroon. It's about how black people escaped slavery and went to war. He has other documentaries, but you and Andy should check it out and do a review about it. Now it's time for me to get back on the road, so take care and be safe. Okay, he probably writing this while he's driving.
Could be.
Yeah, dude. Well, obviously you saw that post, which you obviously were referring to, where a guy broke down. And I've always said it. I'm not equipped education-wise to break it down. But my post was basically, how come white people's go-to whenever they're asked to be held accountable for their racism is, what about Chicago? Black on black crime, or blacks sold blacks into slavery. And this dude who I posted broke it down perfectly about what that was. Because I always said, listen, I don't know, but I know. You know, Chiwetel slavery and
Chattel.
Chattel. I'm going to say Chiwetel OG4. I just be thinking of that. Yeah, man. I know that. How you say it?
Chattel.
Chattel.
Like cattle. Like it's what it's related to.
All right. Well, whatever. I knew there was more to it than that. And the guy broke it down to perfection. So I'm telling, even when I don't know something, I know I'm right about what I don't know.
What do you write about what you don't know?
Huh?
Did all white people just use it as a...
Well, that's always the deflection.
It's it's worth a conversation, but it's not worth it on its own.
You know who responded to me? I saw. Matter of fact, let me read his Jamie Foxx.
Oh, cool. It's worth the conversation, but it's not worth it on its own. You can't use that as just the defense of it. You have to be able to put it all.
Okay, so I put up this post. This is a different But I put up this post where it says the Black Holocaust, 246 years of slavery from 1619 to 1865. 99 years of Jim Crow laws, 1865 to 1964. 86 years of lynching, 1882 to 1986. 14 years of civil rights fight, 1954 to 1968. Police brutality to date. And then I wrote, and yet some of white America has black fatigue. White arrogance never ceases to amaze me. And so Jamie wrote,
He commented on your post?
yeah,
Oh.
Let me get Dick Hard because a famous person
if I could even find them.
probably took it down. No, I'm just
That's funny. Wait, was this the post? Hold up. Wait a minute. God damn it. Oh no, I don't think this is the post. I think it's this one. And this is the one where the guy's explaining it. God damn it. See, I knew this was going to happen. Now I can't find them.
take a screenshot of it next time and put it on your
I know I
pictures.
should have did that.
Let's have him on the podcast.
See, now I look like I'm lying. If I find it, I'll me. Now I look like I'm lying.
Jesus.
I don't think anybody thinks you're lying.
Let me go to newest. Me. I can't find it. It'll take
All
too
right.
long. But
So what do you want to go with?
in terms of what?
Are we moving on, or you guys?
Yeah. No, I'm
Okay.
moving on. Me, this pisses me off. You know. Because now I look like I'm lying. I'm not lying.
It doesn't make it look like you're lying. It just makes you look like you don't know which post he posted it on.
Maybe he did take it down. I don't know.
Damn.
He could have.
Someone might have
Was it
called
a
him. and
spicy
said-
post, or was
Some,
he just...
someone might have called him.
No, he was basically just saying, long story short, that, black people selling black people, and I've said this, black people selling black people into slavery doesn't negate 400 years of torture, rape, murder, mayhem, and all the foul shit that white people did to us. So why even make that point?
Yeah. No. It's a fallacy. It's whataboutism.
Yeah.
But there is a slaveryism in there too, though. Slavery has been something that's been since the beginning of time. The way that it was handled in chattel slavery areas is really when we're going to get into.
Are you disagreeing with Jamie Foxx, Andy?
No, I'm not. No, I don't know
Fucking
what
piece
is.
of
How
shit.
do I know? Because he didn't even comment.
royalty.
Aries is making this up. But listen, this could be I would love to do a podcast on this one time and really get into it. But it takes more than an hour, and it's a real serious podcast. And I don't know that we'd have to equip ourselves to have it correctly, because there's more to this. It's like if we go back and we just go, hey, and like what you're saying, people could go, hey, slavery's been around forever. Yeah, but chattel slavery hadn't. Slavery was at one time something that was used to pay a debt. Like you.
Yeah, and in the post, the guy says that.
Yeah. But you have to put
Servitude, right?
Yeah, you have to put everything in context. You just can't take it out of there, and you got to go. And then we'll go. Slavery, as cruel as it was in America, was worse in Brazil. And then what is the reward for that? So America gets number 2 instead of number 1 on the worst slavers ever.
Right.
So this is why you have, but people deflect and they don't know what they're deflecting to. But you have to be able to have this conversation in a way that's a little bit different than this, because also America is full of hypocrisy. At the same time that it
I think we started the podcast.
I saw what this one dude said. White people, we're not asking you to apologize for what your ancestors did. We're asking that you dismantle the systems that have been put in place that you benefit from that still exist today.
see, but this is where the problem comes in.
There's a problem with that?
Yeah, because is it the systems or is it the people? Because
Well, who runs the system? The people.
But the problem is the systems on their own. If you go to the Constitution, if you go to the law of the land that was supposed to be created, it doesn't have that. The people have misinterpreted or moved laws around, and then we still have those people that have
Would
those
you
controls.
agree that the system needs to be dismantled?
No. The system needs to be...
I think maybe a software update.
I see. I'm agreeing with more of that. The system in its whole, if you take the Constitution without any of this other that people did, the Constitution works. And this is where I get into
Okay, so rather than the word dismantle, you'll agree it needs to be fixed?
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's places that it's not the system, it's the people that run the system, and you have to move these people out, or you have to software update. I love the way that you said that, because there's flaws in the way that these things have been. You know what we said about the last episode, that we said it had to come Ernie and then Kenny and then Charles and then Shaq. That's the way to stack it up. It hasn't been stacked correctly. It has to be, you have to take out some of these bricks in like a Jenga way and put them back in. It doesn't mean the whole thing has to fall, but it has to be moved around. It's not working right. But it's part of the hypocrisy. When I talk about this, when the Constitution's created, and one of the leaders of it is Thomas Jefferson, who was honestly against slavery and is a slaver, had his wife passed, and then he took one of his slaves that actually becomes his mistress. I mean, everything about him it's hypocrisy, and he wants to get rid of. He was one of the reasons with the first state in the Union banned slavery. He's one of the reasons why there was no more slaves that were able to be imported into the U.S. So this one person, if you take just the hypocrisy that this person lived in, the confusion of what he did. You can go all the way to the Constitution, but what's in the Constitution, what was written, works. But you have to take all this other stacks. What I'm trying to say is all these other stacks that were put on stacks, and these laws that were passed, those have to all get either moved or changed, and then the top of the system or the base of the system works. The white America, keeping America white, especially all the way into we get into the 60s. They kept moving things to put impediments and to put roadblocks in. As you know, redlining, it's an easy one that we all know about, redlining. Okay, so we're not doing anything. We're following this Constitution, but here, let's do this. And we're not really, it's not a law. This is where you talk about the system. Is it the system or the law? Because laws can work, but the system was, okay, the bankers get together, let's make this area, and if we can control the property values and we'll put all this in here, and make black people live over there, and then when they can't afford those places anymore, we'll fix that area up, and then we'll sell it for more, and we'll move them out, we'll sell it for more. These things have happened, but this isn't, it's the people that were able to take advantage and manipulate the systems, and they still have power and they have money. Now, how do you rearrange that? This is where we're stuck right now. This is where I understand the questions being asked, but how do we get to fix that? I don't know how to go about that. And this is what the conversation.
You ended all that up with, I don't know?
No, I don't know. If we knew, we'd fix it. What I'm saying is the conversation, though, could be very good conversation on the
fix
podcast.
It by blowing up all the.
You could.
Just throw some Ishas in there. We good.
Yeah, there's no Isha that's going to fix this one.
Shay Files. Hey, A&A, hope the vacation was great. I'm sure a break is needed more for the mental than the physical. I just wanted to speak on the Shannon Sharpe situation and how Aries believes there's nothing wrong with messing with a 19-year-old. No, Aries, there's nothing wrong with dating an above 18-year-old consenting adult, and I don't believe, at least amongst the common sense thinkers, that that was ever an issue, but it is showing low. Discernment?
$10.
Is that right? Discernment?
Yeah, the discernment, but how it was put together, I didn't hear it.
It is showing low discernment. I believe most sensible black people speak on it as if we're Shannon's friend, brother, or close confidant, which would go like, what is you doing? It's what are you doing? Not is you.
No, when you put the N-word in front of it, then it's the way he wrote it.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Black people, stop doing that. It's R.
Not if you put
not is.
If it follows the N-word, that is the proper. He wrote it correctly.
Yeah, because them is the type of that talk like that. Listen, it's not about lawfulness. It's about moving strategical. Shannon is at the top of his game, even more than when he was a football player. and is in the national spotlight between First Take and Club Shay Shay. Couldn't ask for anything better than to be on a big brand while building your own. You can't move around like he was, which is some 19-year-old OnlyFans model with the scientific knowledge that the brain doesn't even fully develop till 22, so discernment is low. Listen, I don't yuck anyone's yum as long as it's legal. Shannon is dating someone in which he has kids older than, so even as a parent, he should know what the young mind thinks like. He was looking at $100 million podcast deal, and even if that was a little fluff, the point is you can't, as a black man, be negligent and throw caution to the wind. So to be messing around with some young nothing to lose OnlyFans girl just ain't the move, especially if you are trusting her with the responsibility to keep up this racial BDSM type fetish he has going on, which out of context can look bad on his part. Sorry to be so long-winded, but lastly, I also look at the Leonardo DiCaprios of the world who notoriously date young women like it's weird as well, but we know the stereotypes in our community, like the Diddy's and R. Kelly's, which don't represent us as a whole, but to the masses they do. So as you know, we have to make smarter choices. Not saying it's fair, but it's the reality, so we can't afford to compromise our position for a little pleasure. There's more I can say, but hopefully you see the other side of it. P.S. Last time I took y'all's man's cards away for Bad Boys rating, but I'm resisting them because Buffalo Wild Wings ain't the same without y'all. And I with your Vlad interviews, but I swear if this nigga Vlad one more time has an unnecessary flex, like you literally will start a story like, I was going to McDonald's, then he'll cut you off to tell you I've interviewed Ronald McDonald before. Like, nigga, we don't care, but peace, y'all. Listen, like I said, and I said it on Vlad, I understand the ick factor, but legally, there's no crime here, man. There's no crime. So, you know what I mean?
No, and you know what? I hated I hate even when you bring in your brain isn't fully developed into your 22. Then why are you allowed to go to war, drink, all these other things? Right. If you're going to use that, then make it that way across the board.
Yes.
So if you're saying someone's an adult, they're an adult. And who's being used? I don't think that him as an older man and as a younger woman, they're equally using each other.
Yeah. And as the famous saying goes, if there's grass on the field, you can play ball.
Yeah, but, you know.
No, I think the thing is, like, you say, like, Leonardo DiCaprio, he doesn't get shit because he keeps his shit, like, to himself. Like, the only time you ever see him, like, with younger girls is, like, those paparazzi photos and shit.
What of the white guys that I named on the podcast, which you weren't here, but again, whether it's Bill Belichick.
The Bill Belichick one is the one that I think should be thrown up in that.
Al Pacino, Jerry Seinfeld, Mick Jagger.
Jerry Seinfeld did that when he was younger, though. That was still younger.
I know, but she was still illegal.
Well,
she was 17. He was 34.
Yeah, but they said they didn't have a intimate relationship until they were 18. But that's what you
say.
Yeah.
She was 18.
She was 18 when we fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of the white boys get.
Well, I mean, like, he's more professional about it. Keep it on download. He's obviously not picking dumbass.
Listen, when you're
like Shannon Sharpe that are like.
Well, I mean,
chirping off.
Her running her mouth. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but when you're Leonardo DiCaprio or anybody of that magnitude of fame, there's no such thing as down low.
Listen, but there may not be down low, but then you control the situation. If you're him and you're working on a deal and you have this, you don't go. She's an OnlyFans model. She has recording equipment in her place.
Yeah.
So you don't go fuck in her place.
Yeah, he's just not careful about this.
Well, this is the same Shannon Sharpe who didn't know that he was on Instagram Live. So, you know, he's got to assess some blame. He got to know what he's doing too.
That he should take some of the blame for this. But bottom line is what we go back to is if it's legal, there was nothing there. Now what you're doing is you're putting your judgment on whether you think or not his dick belongs in that hole. And that's not up for us to judge. If she's legal, there's nothing up for us to say. And it wasn't like she just turned 18 yesterday either.
Yeah.
I I understand the ick, like you said. I understand that, but no. And again, Shannon Sharpe. It isn't like we have Bill Belichick and his girl. I'm not trying to shit on anybody, but Bill Belichick does not look like Shannon Sharpe. Like I can see a girl going, oh, he's just he dresses well. He's good looking. He's put together. He's
right.
Yeah, he's famous. I'm attracted to that. Bill Belichick, yeah, he looks like he bought Tommy Bahama one size too big for him so he could grow into it. And he's wearing that, and it's Bill Belichick. Now, listen, I'm not trying to shit on Bill Belichick, but if you want a young girl, I think you owe it to her to try to be reasonable looking, have something about it. But maybe Bill Belichick has swag up the ass that I don't know about.
Listen, when you got as much dough as Bill Belichick, I don't owe you nothing.
No, but when someone's on top of you. Listen.
You know how quickly a woman would forget how you look if you her on top of money?
Okay, let me ask you this question. Let's say you don't have money, and a billionaire woman is going to you on her $1 billion bed, but she's old. It's not, and you're in your 20s, and it's
a billionaire woman could take a shit on my chest.
you got to come with some gym abs and some and some boobs and some stuff. No. Shannon Sharpe has put the work in that if he wants to date a little bit younger and he's staying in shape and he's bringing a look, I don't see, it's just different. I guess in my mind, if I saw them, here's how I look at it. From 100 yards away, if I saw them, if it didn't scare me, I think I would be okay with it. Like if I was walking down the street and they got up and they just decided they were in the park.
Right.
If it wasn't, I would be scared if I saw Bill Belichick that girl. But if I saw Shannon Sharpe that girl, I wouldn't be scared because I'd go, oh, that's like two good-looking people. But if it's Bill Belichick, I'd be there's something cruel going on there.
Now that Shannon Sharpe's getting a little legal, trouble, hot water, can you get on Club Shay Shay now?
I don't know.
No, I would say definitely not now. I would say definitely not now because they're going to put on the most bland, safest things that they can get away with right now.
Yeah.
Because they know for sure you would say something about it.
I probably wouldn't, though.
You probably wouldn't, but you might.
I mean, I might just give them the look like, come on, nigga, now, Rodrigo.
Show up and go, hey, I have this luggage, and look, I got this brand new, but this one is just a little bit older, and it works real well. Which one would you use, Shannon Sharpe? Which piece of luggage do you prefer? The older, beat-up one a little bit, but works real well, or this brand new one? Which one do you want?
I'm not sure I get the analogy.
One's new, one's brand new, one's young.
One just turned 18.
Oh, okay. Rodrigo Lizwayne. Mobland. And, I remember I said I wanted to check this out because Tom Hardy was in it. And then I went, God damn, Pierce Brosnan, Mirren, what's her name?
Helen Mirren?
Helen Mirren. I was like, yo, it caught my interest. And then somebody pointed out that it was British. Aries, please watch episode 1. And I started to watch episode 1 on the plane. And I cut it off because, that British, man, it's too thick. Please watch episode 1 episode of Mobland, just one, because that first episode hits hard as and then if you think that I'm wrong, then you can fall back on the whole British accent being too hard to understand, and you can simply do away with it like the monarchy did away with the Princess Di. Tom Hardy is a beast. What is it? I don't get
it. Because the monarchy he's saying the monarchy took out Princess Di, and that's why she wasn't there. So I thought it was funny.
No, I just didn't know. Yeah. Tom Hardy is a beast, and Pierce Brosnan and Helen Mirren are the best supporting cast for this show. I'll tell you one thing. It takes a second to get used to Pierce Brosnan's Irish accent, but Helen Mirren is a force to be reckoned with. Her acting, and I just love her. There's just one part, a few episodes, and where Pierce Brosnan's let us know. Nickname is, his also AKA where he goes, "I'm Conrad the Dread, 100 Guns, Harrington." I said to myself, that's a mouthful, but damn, this show hits hard. This is man food, and it's a Guy Ritchie, so you know it's got all the classic actors that Guy Ritchie usually works with, and it also has these new actors from Top Boy and Gangs of London, which are also from the UK, like Brandon Cocksucker. Anyway, I hope you get this. I hope you read it. I hope you and Andy take a chance because I know you guys will like it. As a matter of fact, I'm so confident that you will like it. I'm going to put up my man card 100%. All right, you guys take care. Say less. Adios.
I'm gonna check it out tomorrow on the train ride back to.
Are you?
Jersey. Yeah.
You know what? Then I'll finish watching the first episode. You just gonna watch the first episode?
I'm gonna watch the first episode. I got some other things to do on the train.
Here's what you do. You watch the first episode. I'll watch the first episode, and I'll call you and ask you, is it worth watching a second?
Okay.
Yeah. British accents, Jesus.
It doesn't bother me as much as it bothers you. Once you get into the cadence, it's fine. But you have to get into the cadence.
I just be like, oh, how's my name? Hold on, all of it,
It doesn't sound like
It's terrible. Boy, this CGI, this AI is crazy. Look at this.
That's in bad taste. That's bad taste. Why am I laughing?
Yeah. It's probably what should have happened. Paris, Cleveland. I like that name. Paris, Cleveland. One place is nice and the other place is Rush Hour movies. What's good, fellas? Long time listener, first time emailer. Short and sweet. Where do y'all rank the Rush Hour movies? Also, where do y'all place them in the buddy cop genre? I don't recall if this topic was ever touched. Peace, your boy Paris. Dude, I gotta be honest.
I think I got this far in the Rush Hour series.
1. Rush Hour 1 is cool. 2, 3. I wouldn't. It's not high ranking for me in the buddy cop genre. You know, you think about Lethal Weapons; those are classic. Bad Boys, classic. Even though Eddie Murphy wasn't a cop, 48 Hours, it's still a buddy kind of thing. And 48 Hours 2, I think, is slept on. I don't know. I don't think Rush Hour was up there.
Okay, people are going to disagree with me. Rush Hour seems like it was set up for gags, so that you could be these funny moments.
Yeah.
Where when you say a buddy cop film, that's where you develop a relationship with the characters,
Right.
so that you are into the characters. And I guess that's in Rush Hour as well, but not the same way. It seems more like set up to be funny. Like there's these moments of funny, like, you know, whatever every 7 minutes there's something to be funny about it.
Yeah.
But they didn't capture me the same way. And they're both I like both of them. So it's not like it's nothing against them. It's just that it just didn't do it for me.
I don't like Jackie Chan enough to invest that deeply.
I like him in Jackie Chan movies, like the Jackie Chan movies.
Yeah, Jackie Chan for me was, you know, he didn't blow me away like that. Never blew me away like that. I just don't like seeing Asians in movies. Eddie Mendoza, the use of the N-word by Hispanics. What's up, Aries and Andy? I'm a long-time listener and first-time emailer. Oh, Steve.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Twice in a row. Is that in a row?
Yeah. I live in Corpus Christi, Texas, and you guys were scheduled to have a show here a couple of years ago, and you guys canceled the show.
We didn't cancel it.
Yeah.
They canceled it, didn't they? Who canceled the show?
I don't know.
Yeah. Was that Mesquite place?
I think so.
Yeah, it's pizza. It's a pizza place. It's the Comedy Club.
Oh, yeah, that had
A pizza place canceled on you?
I don't blame you, LOL. Anyway, I wanted to get your opinions about Latinos using the N-word. I've noticed that here in Texas and California that a lot of younger generation of Latinos use the N-word when referring to each other. And I've also noticed that it's prevalent in local Texas rap music as well. Me being a Latino man myself, I've never been a fan of Hispanics using the N-word. The guys that are using this word are usually Edgars. If you know what that is, look it up. You can recognize them by the distinct haircuts. They look like idiots. What would your reaction be if a Latino came up to you and said, "What up, N-word?" Is it accepted in the black community because we are people of color too? I just don't get it. Keep up the great work and know that you have a loyal fan for life in South Texas, Eddie Mendoza. Listen, I got love for Fat Joe. You know, he had me do his album, and I know he uses it. I don't think black people really mind Latinos using it. The issue that we have is that they use it, and they of course embrace the culture and the music, but often they don't embrace the people. Like you know, again, we're the most used on the planet. Everybody loves our sauce, but you know, they don't give us the proper love in exchange for taking the sauce. So I think that's the biggest problem black people have with Latino, because we know, yeah, y'all are brown people, and you know, y'all are brother from another mother, but you know, we can't have what does that say? How's that saying goes? You can't have our rhythm and not take our blues. You know, you love our rhythm, but you don't want our blues.
I think. Listen, I don't really think I don't know how much I should comment on this, but I have a good story for you on it. I think there's a difference though between like Puerto Ricans. Mm-hmm. I have never seen. Well, let me rephrase that. There's a lot of Puerto Ricans that I hear use that, and it just it feels comfortable. But then we did have that one comic that used it, and you looked at me, you know, and he didn't fit the same profile, I guess, and it felt weird. Dominicans, I know some Dominicans use it, but it fits. There's certain Mexicans that can use it that I don't feel it doesn't fit, but there's some Mexicans that I don't know. It doesn't feel the same. It doesn't have the. But I know this Mexican,
Right?
Cool dude, very cool, very funny. He uses the word, and here's the thing about the word that I love. The word I love this about it. I always think it's funny because I say this when I say this joke on stage, I go, I know the rules, man. I ain't saying this shit. I know the rules. The rules. What's the rules? Here's the rules. This is the rules. No one said you can't say that. But you have to take the consequences that come with it. Right. And there's a famous black comic, and this Mexican dude came up, and he's cool with all the comics. He went into the green room. He was being introduced to the comic. But I don't want to say who the comic is because it's not my story, so I'm just going to say he went into the green room. He was being introduced, and the comic had his back to him, and the dude said, "Hey!"
N-word.
And the comic just turned around and slugged him right in the face. So you could say whatever you want to say,
yeah,
but sometimes it comes with something, and you got to be, you know. And you know what? The dude. You know, he goes, "Hey, man," and they got past it, you know, and he actually like understood, and he wasn't mad at him, and it kind of, you know, it kind of moved away from that, but yeah, there's something that you just have to be prepared for. You just can't say that and expect it to be no matter what.
Yeah.
So I just think it's kind of interesting, but. Do you have a care? I mean, if a Mexican, I always thought to me,
there's always when I hear it, there's a cringe second.
If it sounds right coming out of that mouth, the face, the vibe, the look, the whole thing, do you have a different feeling than if it? Listen, I'm Mexican, but if I said it, it doesn't look right coming out of me. Come on, let's be honest.
Not when you got the Sons of Anarchy beard.
But just, you know what I mean? If someone has it and they have the right swag that comes along with it, and you feel, do you think does that lessen the tingle in your ear?
There's a part of me that goes, you shouldn't be doing that. I'm saying, but you know, again, I let it. You know, I just question how authentic you are. You know what I mean? But I know what it is. It's you know, the black culture, the black energy is sexy. It's cool. Like George Carlin said, let's just admit, black people are cooler than white people. It's just a cool that comes with it.
You know,
would you rather have a Mexican person call a black person the N-word and like that's more in context than them calling it each other N-words?
I think that bothers me more, them calling each other that.
Yeah, I know.
It's just
right?
ridiculous. How come spick it doesn't get no other is the number one used slur? Nobody ever.
It has the right sound. It has the.
You don't see Italians calling each other wops
because it
and
doesn't.
Niggas spicks and
say
Jewish people kites.
No. Without putting
like so
without
dated.
putting anything
The inflection on it.
Just without putting anything on it. Say with not with the
The ER.
not the ER. The just the way to say it. Now say WAP.
Wop.
Yo WAP. What up WAP?
Yeah, that sounds stupid.
Womp womp womp.
And you made it worse.
Spick.
What if Matthew McConaughey was a racist? Wop, 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 wop.
Do it the other way.
Oh, yeah, that's bad. That's bad. To say it once is atrocious, but 3 times in a row?
No, the only way you could say that you have to put the hard R on it, and then it's a redneck.
Nigga. Oh, man. Terrible.
Now it's Django.
Yeah. Oh, man.
This one's not gonna do. This podcast's not gonna do well. That's not gonna be a good one.
Karate Mouse, email to the pod. Dear ANA, yo, ANA, long-time listener and second time writing in an email, but hopefully this one will be the first time y'all read one on the air. Love the new intro song, and even though it's not better than the old classic one, this one still hits. Now, I don't know if I'm the only one who does this, though, but in my head, since most of the lyrics in the intro rhyme, when it gets to the end part and says, it's Spears and Steinberg, yeah, then followed by the pause before the beat drops, I always find myself saying, and what you heard, LOL. I'm like, yeah, and what you heard. I've been doing it since y'all put it out, and I can't unhear it. Also, the outro with Patrice laughing, rest in peace, is golden as and makes me die every time. Please don't ever change that LOL. Mark is a neat little addition to the podcast, too.
Need a little addition.
His jokes are low-key funny and overlooked, and plus every podcast needs a gay dude in the background. Maybe he could do like a weekly craziest headline segment for y'all to discuss, or he can be the one reading the dates at the end or something. I don't know, but it's always funny hearing him and Andy go back and forth too. But overall, he is a nice touch to the podcast, lisp and all. He doesn't have a lisp. Andy, congrats on the wedding. You have definitely grown on me over the years, but it was fast. You seem chill and are way funnier than you think, so keep it up. The chemistry you and Aries have is great for the show, and I love how you always have some facts some of us viewers didn't know. You should talk more about your past and jail time more. It's very interesting how you turned out. Now, as much as you have grown on me, you frustrate me so much. So I know damn well you frustrate the shit out of Aries. It was so hard hearing what your mom said to Aries, but then again, it kind of makes sense on why you are the way you are and laugh so hard at them black jokes. Also, goddamn. Oh, I should have pre-read this.
It's a reel.
Oh,
come on. It's been good so far, though. It's funny.
And it's really because you voted for Trump that gave me the side eye, because politics at the end of the day, it's just how you nonchalantly mentions that you did on that one episode after years of trying to convince us you didn't like or trust the guy.
I still don't like and trust him.
And I know Andy is going to say I voted for him because of his policies, and I'm going to just roll my eyes now. All I'm saying is it was just disappointing hearing you trying to sneak it in like you didn't know.
There's no sneak.
You was the whole time, but it's whatever.
You trusted the other one?
But it's whatever, like I said,
You
fuck
trusted
politics.
You trusted the one that wasn't even
Overall,
in office?
Andy, you seem like a good and funny dude and also great father, so kudos to that. Still love you, Andy, so don't think I don't. You are great on the podcast and have some of the funniest line, so keep it up. But damn, real talk though, you nasty as for putting your shit in your hands, bruh. No excuses. Never revealed that on the podcast, my guy. Shake my head. Take it easy and use a damn washcloth. Jeez. Aries, my guy. Bruh, you have come a long way, and mad respect to you. Been following you since MADtv, and you are definitely one of the greats, and don't let anyone tell you different. Even though I know you don't let them, let's be real, because I'm a genius. All jokes aside, though, I'm glad you agreed to do the podcast because it's good hearing your thoughts and opinions weekly without waiting for an interview to drop. Plus, it's fresh and it's raw about any and everything. That is dope. So, Brandon from the UK. Don't know what he's talking about. Funny thing about that, too, is you know damn well he still listens and punches the air every time he hears his name, too, because he can't stop listening. That's why it's hella funny. Your love for The Sopranos and constantly talking about it. Jesus Christ.
He's been saving this email for a while.
Oh, my God. And constantly talking about it on the show made me finally sit down and watch it. And I must say thank you for doing so because, damn, it's definitely one of the best shows ever made, hands down. So thank you for that. It was great seeing you on Tiger Belly. I just wish they would have let you talk more and took you more seriously and stopped cutting you off. The scene with you and Deborah could have been a little longer, enough to be a good little animation for YouTube if they would have let y'all cook a little longer. But you know how Bobby is. That Tony impression is crazy. You never disappoint. Shaq is hella good too, but you know which one gets me every time that you barely do now? Rodney Dangerfield. I don't know what it is, but that fool's voice is funny as so when you first did it on the pod years ago, I was dying, and I'll always wait for you to do it again. I wish Will was on the show with you guys, too, but maybe another time, or maybe you guys can get him on your show. It was still a great show. Now, don't be mad at me, but I really hope you heard that Deborah was saying, fam, no disrespect. It's rare to have people say this kind of shit to you and mean it, too. Yes, men, Kanye up and look at him today. Now he sucked his cousin's peen. Word, but that's a whole different story. My point is there are some people out there that really care about you, my brother, and that's rare as some motherfuckers say they friends just to be close to have a front seat at your downfall. Yeah, you should bring Deborah on one day for an episode so y'all can cook and have enough time to. Keep up the hard work, my brother, and you are definitely one of the best. Hope you start a great, healthy relationship with your kids and family, man. It would be great and inspiring to see the journey, my brother. Hope you continue to shine, bro, and stay well. P.S. Getting to the end. I found a perfect solution for new people to watch and listen to the podcast. So Monday, Tuesday, start from the beginning on your free time, way to work, workout at work, just chilling, etc. Then Wednesdays and Thursdays, watch and listen to the new ones to be caught up with the current shit. Then Friday to Tuesday, continue where you left off from the beginning throughout the weekdays. Keep up that same pattern till you're all caught up. Since there is more episodes available, there's more throughout the week to listen to, and you will be caught up in no time. Well, that was long as and I don't want to take any more of your time. I will definitely start being a regular writer. No! Try not to put y'all to sleep. Later, A&A Karate Mouse.
Well, this is unfortunately going to be a 2-part episode because I'm just kidding. Like, it was so long we have to do this too. I think he should be a regular writer, and I would like you to write regularly because if we get one that's ever that long again, there's no way we could read it. But if you just do like a couple paragraphs now,
yeah,
I think you're all caught up. I think he's caught up.
Oh, yeah, it might be.
And listen, man, again, I hate to say this because I know this wash rag shit gets old, but I'm in a hotel. I'm here with wash rags that have been up other people's ass. It ain't going up mine. I don't understand why you guys think that is the cleanest thing that you can do. I don't get it. It'll never work for my head.
Pass me the rag.
Dirty ass rag been in someone else's ass. That could have been in Kanye's cousin's ass.
To the wire. Joe King addressing you ain't got all the answers, Sway. Addressing the Dumbo in the room. Salutations, y'all. Just saw the MADtv reunion on Tiger Belly's podcast. Aries, my man, Mang. Explain yourself, my G. What the you did to homegirl Deborah to make her so emotional? That's just Deborah. I saw a thumbnail of her slamming your ass into the darkest depths of oblivion. And I was like, who's this bald-headed, Google-eyed, grouchy dragon grilling one of my kings of comedy? So I tuned into the show, and while watching the podcast, I realized she was a sweetheart, cushioned between juicy tittiness and you're a cold-blooded douche. Now, look, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt because you said, to make a long story short, everybody changing your number like a ghost. So I'm guessing she was being an emotional bimbo at the time to force you to take that action. Hence why she was saying she loved you and wanted an explanation. However, when you have feminine tears pleading for some sort of explanation and a seeming prideful prick too egotistical to just coddle her and rub your nose upon her nose with your lips caressing her lips as you serenade I apologize, baby, and garnish her bald cranium with an affectionate kiss, I can't help but think you did her dirty, and it makes me want to deceivingly greet you with an innocent cuddle, only to give you a Taz Grizzlies belly-to-belly suplex. Jesus Christ. Then lift you the back up and get Andy so I can replace you as his Devon Dudley to his Bubba Ray Dudley to 3D your ass through an imaginary table. And when Andy is celebrating injustice being served with me, I'd crack a Desperado's beer over his skull and stone cold stun the since he's affiliated with you. Then gulp down what's left in the beer can and aggressively walk away to Steve Austin's anthem. So please, my brother, explain yourself. P.S. Deborah is one sexy biatch. She just needs to put on a little weight and keep that black aggression, as taming her within her boudoir would feel like a monumental achievement, and that Mo is one sassy old white woman. That personality of hers would seduce me to give her the business too. Huh. That hurt.
Like, here's me. I do have an issue with this email. Mm-hmm. It's like he wrote the email, right? And then he went back and goes, let me make this incredibly entertaining. And then he went back and changed every single word to make it that long run-on sentence.
Oh, God, that hurt.
I think we should have. I would love it if you were able to get some of the MADtv people on the show. I think it would do great. I would sit back. I would pay attention. I would chime in if needed. But I think they would be great shows. I think people would really like to see that from you and have one-on-ones with people. And I think Deborah should get.
I want to hear the stories.
Yeah, but I think Deborah should get a part, and being that we're trying to be correction in Hollywood, I think she should be able to be in a Superman movie, and she should be Lexi Luthor.
Lexi Luthor?
Lexi Luthor.
Lexi Luthor.
Lexi Luthor.
Oh, she might like that.
I'm telling you, I think it would be a great part for
her. Yeah, I'd love to get up with Will just to.
I think we should invite him, and I don't want to be in the way though. Even if we did it as an add-on podcast to it, I just think they would be awesome for. I would love to be able to ask some questions too and be part of it. I think
are all those guys in L.A.?
Will's all over the place though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Because I know he was filming something outside of the States at one point.
Was he?
Yeah, because he was filming something somewhere.
Yeah, I would love to get up with Will just so we could do, because he does the greatest Jesse the Body Ventura I've ever heard. I mean, he nails it, and I would love to do Macho Man.
I was listening to that the other day. It was great.
Yeah, so if he's doing Jesse and I'm doing Macho Man, like we're doing a wrestling promo, that would just be worth its weight in gold. That would be like what me and Godfrey did Statham and Tony.
Yeah. He was in Louder Milk, and I would love to know more insight on that show. He was awesome in that.
It's gonna be a rough one. Oh yeah, the body. We're gonna tangle this February 8th in the ring. Oh yeah. Mark, I'd love for you to tangle ass with me. Jewish thighs. And them hairy legs. You know what I would do to you, Mark? I'd bend you over. And I'd get so deep in your ass, your nose would shrink. I never tangled ass with a Jew.
the greatest moment of my life.
And then I'd ask you, Mark, did you do the knowledge, nigga?
Mark wasn't here for that.
No, he wasn't.
That's the greatest line ever.
Oh man, and the way I was a genius when I did that one.
It was great.
She said, "You want me to swallow your cum?" I took off my glasses and I looked her in the face and I said, "Do the knowledge, nigga."
What are we calling this one?
Hairy Jew legs. No. Dude, I've never seen that much leg on you, man. You got some hairy legs, dog.
That's regular.
God damn.
You're the reason why they did have longer shorts in the 80s and 90s.
Your legs look like Simon Garfunkel's hair.
Did you ever think about going outside and getting sun?
Getting sun?
Yeah.
When? What are you talking about?
Would you consider like doing something about the whiteness that you have come with?
Summer. I'll be tanning in these hotels every second I get now.
Well, maybe go to one of them tanning salons. Get a head start. Now that Aries pointed out, I'm a little grossed out. I got to be honest. They're just too white, dude.
Very milky.
Yeah, I'm an indoor boy.
Milky Legs. Milky Legs is the name of this podcast. Here comes the dates. Guys, we're on a Canadian run coming up here. We're going to be in Buffalo on May 22nd to the 25th. We already been there. This is the pod. This is going to come out on the 29th. I apologize. We're going to be dun dun dun. We're in Canada right now.
Joe Biden has been diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer.
Don't tell him. He'll never know.
Oh.
Probably had it a couple years ago.
Prostate fall out his ass.
It could be laying out of his ass, and they wouldn't tell him.
God.
They wouldn't
like a baboon.
They wouldn't even tell him. They would just let him walk around with it for a couple years.
Hilarious.
You guys can be mad at me all you want for who I voted for, but this is not the right. This isn't better. I don't know how much better this is. I just knew that the other thing wasn't right. You let Grandpa not even. Fuck. Listen, I don't even want to say Grandpa. A Grandpa could be a great CEO. There's old CEOs that are doing a great job. He just wasn't up for the job. And Mark said a great point when we talked about it.
Like
if
55
he would have
to 65,
but they're old. There's some old guy. Warren Buffett is he still the CEO of his company? He's like
he did just recently step down, but yeah,
yeah.
I don't know.
He was in his late 80s.
90s.
Okay, so
He just stepped down like a couple days ago.
No, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see the difference between him stepping down and Joe Biden. Joe Biden fell down. Warren Buffett stepped down. There's the difference.
Yes.
And anyway, we're not going to get. But you were right. I agreed with you the other day when you said he should have moved on a lot sooner. He should have just said
That's what it was. He was just supposed to.
He was supposed to be there for 4
just
years.
take him out?
Listen, I'm not going to get. I don't want to relive this though. So
Why not?
because I don't. It's just.
We got dates to announce.
Yeah. Regent Theater, May 29th. We're in Canada. Canada, folks. Canada. May 30th, Dartforth Music Hall. May 31st, the Wilbur Theater. June 6th, we're through the 8th. We're in Louisville Comedy Club.
Boston kid. Massachusetts.
June 13th through 15th, Omaha. Funny Bone. June 19th to the 21st, Wise Guys.
The fucking South End kid.
In Las Vegas.
These niggas.
Dude, it just, you know what's funny about it? You know what it sounds like when you do that?
What?
Like every documentary that you hear from Boston in the 70s.
Can you imagine if somebody walked past the door just now? You should heard that. These fucking niggas.
Where was I? I don't even know. Okay. Wise Guys, June 29th to the 21st in Vegas. June 26th to the 28th, Olson Run Comedy Club in Eugene, Oregon. July 5th, Margarita Resort Casino in Bossier City, Louisiana. July 12th, Fitzgerald Theater in St. Paul, Minnesota. July 17th through the 20th, Helium Comedy Club in Portland, Oregon. July 24th through the 26th, we're at the Comedy Club at Carlson. Where is that? That's Rochester, New York. Hey, we're doing actually something in New York. That's kind of exciting.
It's Friday.
And then I'll give you July 31st through August 3rd. We're at the Stress Factory back in New Brunswick, New Jersey. Always happy to go out to New Brunswick, see our guys out there, get some pizza.
And there's I don't know if you remember, I forget where we were, but we were in the back of an Uber. And I showed you on my phone, there was this place that we got to go to in Jersey, this burger spot where it just looked ridiculously unhealthy.
Dude, I got so many spots I can take you to right now, but you got to get there like a day early. Let's go do some
Is
stuff.
New Brunswick by New York?
New Brunswick?
It's 30 minutes.
Yeah, 30 to 45.
So,
Yeah.
Cool.
You never been to New Brunswick?
No, you'll like it.
Yeah.
It's one of my, it's an old school, I don't want to say dirty because that gives people the wrong impression. It's not a dirty club, but the down dirty kind of comedy room, you know, that basement comedy with the low ceilings, and it's just a great room.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So, guys, I'm looking forward to being back out in and actually where I live, so that I can just drive over.
Yeah.
So, is that a show?
That is it.
Mark, you got anything?
No.
You good?
We got to do those Canada promos or something.
Oh yeah, you got to do this.
We'll do
Canada
that
promos.
at the club.
Yeah.
You don't want to do it at the club. You always say you don't want to do it at the club because you're done.
I know. We'll do it at the club.
Why don't you go early and do it?
Well, no, before the audience gets there, that'd be like 6 o'clock.
It's 4:36 right now.
We'll do it after the show.
All right, I'm leaving after this. You guys, that's the show. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend, man.
Spears and Steinberg.
Thanks for listening to the Spears and Steinberg podcast. For more information on where to find us on the internet, visit spearsburgpod.com.